fellow budgeters, my name is Brandy and you're watching From Debt to Dreams, and on this channel we're paying off over $400,000 worth of debt, but don't you fret, way more than half of that is our mortgage. Today we're going to do our June monthly budget closeout, and June was kind of a crazy month. And a lot of that is because when we were doing our unstuffing for everything that we did in May, we had to use a lot of our emergency fund to pay for something that was happening with Sadie, our dog. And then also we had a car repair. So we had to empty out a lot of our envelopes, and then we used a lot of our emergency fund, which was a bummer. So there's kind of a little bit of a spoiler for what the way numbers are going to be looking at the end. And then also what I did this month is I refinanced my student loan. So a couple months ago, we refinanced Jason's student loan. And the reason for that was because we needed to get off of the save plan that we were on. And when we were looking at repayment options, they were making our payment so much higher than we could afford. And I am just really kind of tired of dealing with the government when it comes to my student loan. And especially over the last few administrations, over how everybody's fighting for everything. So I just decided we're just going to refinance Jason's student loan so that we will have a consistent payment throughout the entirety of the loan, instead of us always having to do paperwork and it going up and down. And then the same thing with my student loan. Last year I had filled out all the paperwork so that we could do income-based whatever. And they said that for 12 months, I was going to be able to pay $180. And then after that, it was going to go up to like $800 a month. And you see my budget and there is no way I can afford $800 a month for a student loan. So I refinanced the loan, and because I refinanced and because I'm not patient, I made a payment to like an extra debt payment when it was still under Mohila. Then I refinanced the loan and completely forgot to account for what the payment is that I made to Mohila. So my refinance loan is a little higher balance, but when I called the people who I refinanced through, which was SoFi, I called them and was like, the balance is already lower on my account than what I applied for. And they're like, no problem. What's going to happen is we're going to send the money to the, to whoever your people are. They're going to send us what we have overpaid, and then we will apply that to your account. So we'll see what really happens, because the same thing happened with Jason's student loan, and I need to call the people because I looked at Jason's Mohila account and it said that they refunded some money, and I don't know where that money is because our account is not showing that that extra money was paid, and that was like $500. So I need to be doing some phone calls. But let's get into it. Let's see where we're at. So for our monthly bills, here's everything that we have to pay for. These are the non-negotiables. These are the bills we have to pay for. So, and I didn't total out everything, which I should have done, and maybe I can do that real quick. So the mortgage, we budgeted $19.50. Piedmont Gas, we budgeted $65. Focus Internet was $100. Peacock was $12. Compassion $65. Water bill $200. T-Mobile $170. Netflix at $30. Car insurance at $125. Debt consolidation HELOC at $945. Student loan at $500. Electricity at $201. Jason's life insurance at $50. Apple TV at $15. My life insurance at $35. The tithe to our church at $100. My student loan at $180. And then Spotify at $15, which puts us at a budgeted of $47.58. Okay, what we actually spent. Do you really care about these numbers? $1948.31 was how much we actually spent on our mortgage. $63 is how much we spent at Piedmont. Our Focus Internet bill is $85.45. Peacock was $11.76. Compassion International was $43. H2Go was $100 and $101.74. T-Mobile went up to $215.17. Netflix was $32. Car insurance went down $107.77. Our debt consolidation HELOC was $942.91. Jason's student loan at $500. The electricity bill at $200.73. $49.57 for Jason's life insurance. $13.87 for Apple TV. $34.98 for my life insurance. $100 to church. $360 for my student loan, and $13.87 for Spotify, which put us at $48.24.13. So even though a lot of the bills were under budget, we still were over budget by $66.13. And I have done those adjustments. So that is right here for T-Mobile and Netflix, I think. Yeah, T-Mobile was our biggest thing right there. Oh, and because we overpaid in our student loan, that's another thing. We overpaid, we made extra debt payments to our student loans. So that's why it's over. So that's okay. Okay, now let's go to the fun part. So let's go over here, and then I will put in, I've already cashed this stuff into the envelopes because I was too excited. So I pre-filmed that. So that is, I will stitch that in or edit that in as soon as I'm done going through this. Okay, so in our Wizarding saving box, all together, we saved $929, which is just phenomenal. Okay, so now that we have gone through how much money we've saved in the Wizarding Wednesday box, what we're going to do is put that money into the corresponding envelopes. So I can't believe we saved over $900. That's awesome. I mean, it makes sense. It took us like 18 weeks. So that makes sense. Okay. So for Brave, which was Gryffindor, that is going to go towards our emergency fund. I'm going to put these, I don't even know if you can see me on camera. So the emergency fund, I believe, is in this binder. There it is. Oop, there's my work. Work is done. I don't know why we are talking to each other. Okay. So now the emergency fund in cash has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Nope. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, and 99. We are $1 away from $100 in cash, which is good. I think when I do my, I was going to say blowout, unstuffing, I'm going to take out as much as I need to make Ally, instead of $551, make it an even $600, because I don't like things to be like that. Okay, loyalty goes to debt. Loyalty is Hufflepuff. So that's gonna go in this green binder. We have a debt payment envelope back here. So we have 50, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, and $93. That's awesome. I can't wait to make that payment. Okay, Wisdom is Ravenclaw, which goes to car care. All right, so that's in a different binder. All these binders are different. Birthdays, car care. Here we go. We already have some money in there, thank goodness. We're going on a road trip. We leave on the 5th. And so it's gonna be good to have this money, because when we get back, we'll probably have to do an oil change. Anyway, car care. Now we're at 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. 118 in car care. Lovely. Ambition is Slytherin, and I know that is a Sadie Mae, our Chihuahua. I wish I had changed that. When I made these dashboards, I had We had fish. We don't have fish anymore. They all died. All right, we are adding in 20, 40, 60, 80, $90. So now she has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 160. That's good because like one vet visit for her is like $200. Okay. Creatures is Myers Trips, which is what we are going to be using for our trip to Georgia. There we go. All right, we are adding 20, 40, 60, 70, and 5. So we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 58, 59, 259. That's fun. Not quite as much as I would like it to be, but we'll take it. All right, kids sports. That's gonna go in this one. There we go. Kids sports, we are adding 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96. So we now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 1, 2, and 3. $173 in kids sports. That's a lot of money. That makes me happy. Okay. Annual fees from the trolley. And how we're going to do this is, since we're still at a little bit of a negative for the car registration, we're going to put $20. So this one we had 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, and 2. We're going to put 20 of those dollars in vehicle registration. So we now have 25 in there. So we are now out of the red. And then when we do our unstuffing, we will take all that out. Okay, and the rest of this money is going to go into scouting fees. My oldest son is in Cub Scouts, and our scouting dues are going to be due in either September or December, and I would really like enough of this money to be saved up by September, but we'll see. So we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 56, and $57 in scouting fees. And I think my goal is like $500. I can't quite remember. So find the Horcruxes. That's going to go to Jason's license, which is right here. And we are adding 20, 40, 50, 51. And we have 300 in the bank. And so in so in the bank we have 300. And in cash we have, which means 400, 20, 40, 50, 55, 67, 58. So we have 458 total, which is really good. My goal is 500. Now my husband is going to be doing some outpatient therapy very soon. He's going to be starting that up, and he needs to renew his malpractice insurance. So that is something that he needs to get done. And I say he because he needs to take care of it. He's a grown man. All right, potions goes into gifts. And I know in a lot of my videos I said I was going to be probably splitting this money up and putting it in different envelopes, but I'm actually not going to, because we're just putting it all into gifts. There's $10 right now inside of it. So inside gifts, we have 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, and 5. $175 in gifts. And the reason why I decided to keep it in there is because we really love blessing people, and there are just like, we have friends that are having birthdays coming up, and babies are being born, and all the things. All right, speaking of birthdays, here is some money for birthdays: 20, 40, 50, 60, and 5. Birthdays is right here. And we have some money in there now. So we have 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 5. 175. All right, and then our last one is Wizard Duel, and that is gonna go, whoa, all of my Scout money just came out of its envelope. Let me fix all that, that's crazy. All right, Wizard Duel is gonna go to Miscellaneous, and that's in here. And that's just for like little things we might buy, or if I can't, it's like a buffer almost. There's $20 already in there, and we're adding 27, which means we now have $47 in Miscellaneous. All right, well, that's the end of this, and let's now go to the rest of the closeout video. Okay, now that we've done that, we can go ahead and talk about all the other ones that we have already stuffed and already put in the envelopes, which is the same thing I just said twice. Okay, so we finished this Bridgerton one from Rock and Row Budgets at $75, and we put that into car care. We finished this one by Beijing Girl Budgets for $60, and we put that money into Jason's professional licenses. We finished this one that was made by myself, and that was $52 that we put into kids sports. We finished this one by Magical Budgets for $22, and we put that into car care. We finished this one from the Dramatic Panda. That was $55 that we put into our birthday envelope. This one from Stuff and Budget was $60 that we put into Sadie's envelope. This one that we finished from the Blessed Daisy Budgets, we put this into our Family Fun envelope, and that was $175. And then we finished our Let's Pay It Off, the story of my student loan debt by Mint Dough Co., which saved us $209, and we put that towards my student loan. And that's the payment that I made right before I decided to do the refinance. So that is so fun and so exciting. Those are all the ones that we have finished for the month of June, which actually is quite a lot of money. So let's just add that up real quick. So what we have finished in June, not what we started in June, was we finished $1637 in savings challenges this month. That is crazy talk. It's so exciting. Okay, now here is another thing that is beneficial for me, and I'm not sure if it's beneficial for everybody else. So we're going to go through it just a little. Maybe I should do the totals as well. That is the totals what people are more interested about. Let me calculate this real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so in our green binder, our beginning balance was $2,121. We added in $2,352. We spent $2,783, and so our ending balance in our binder is $1,670. In our annual fees binder, we had $443. We added $96. We spent $40. And our ending balance is $499. For our pink binder, our beginning balance was $910. We added $323. We spent $458. And so our ending balance is $775. And in our purple binder, our beginning balance was $512. We added $34. We spent $323, so now our ending balance is $223. So that's where that is, or what that is. So that's good news right there. Okay. So now let us then go to filling out these trackers. Just make sure we're in frame. Okay. So for Christmas, I'm not going to put the screen or the screenshot up here of my bank account, only because I don't really have the time to grab that information, but you'll have to trust me. There is $900 in my Christmas account right now. So if we do 900 divided by 13, because each icon is 13, we need to have 69 filled out, and here each row has 10, so we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61. So we need to finish filling out this, no, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we only need to fill out 8 of these. So I'll be right back while I do that. I guess I could talk to you while I'm doing this. So my 40th birthday was this week, and I had a really good time. This is one of the only videos over the next little while that I'm filming in real time. So my 40th birthday happened this week. We had a really good time. We went to Myrtle Beach, and we did a lot of just some cute little shopping. There are so many used bookstores in Myrtle Beach with some really great prices. And so we went to a new one that we haven't been to yet this year, or been to yet, period. And we went there, and it was so cute, and we were able to get I got some really cute books. There are a couple of authors that I want their whole collection, and I only want to buy them secondhand because I know that they have sold a lot of books and people buy a lot of books by them. And so I just really want to, be not self-conscious. I just want to be environmentally conscious, but also financially conscious. And so whenever I go to these used bookstores, and they are Christian authors, I always look for these 2 authors, Karen Kingsbury and Francine Rivers. And I only need 2 more Francine Rivers books, and then I've got the whole collection. I still need quite a few Karen Kingsbury. If you know anything about Miss Karen, you know that she has written a ton of books. So there's also some contemporary, I guess, secular authors that I love, that I'm trying to get their whole collection, and I don't have to buy them secondhand, but I would prefer to. Just it makes the hunt a little bit more fun, if you will. So I am always on the lookout for Jennifer Weiner, and always on the lookout for Ellen Hildebrand, something like that. She writes a bunch of Cape Cod-y kind of fiction. And so I'm always on the lookout for those. So I did find, and also Debbie McComber. I love her books too. They're always we're going to make this lamb pink or purple because I can. I'm always on the lookout for just some good authors. So those are the ones I'm looking for. And it was fun. We had a great time. We had lunch at Hard Rock Cafe, which was decent. The Hard Rock Cafe in Myrtle Beach used to be so much better when it was shaped like a pyramid, and then you would go downstairs underground to eat. But they got rid of that when they kind of redid Broadway at the Beach, at least the restaurant section. And so now the Hard Rock just isn't as good. They have I loved the old one because it was an Egyptian theme, and you'll have to ignore my computer. Actually, let's not ignore it. Let's turn it off. Okay. So anyway, that is what we did. And then there's a new bookshop at Broadway at the Beach in Myrtle Beach called Alice's Little Haunted Bookshop or something like that. And while I am not someone that likes spooky things, I am not one that likes a lot of horror. I don't like witchy things. It's not my thing. But we decided to go in there anyway because my husband does like it and my son likes it too. My son Josh. I don't understand why. We've tried to keep him away from it, but it's what it is. And I will say this about that shop. It was adorable and they chose a theme and they stuck with it. And like I wish I would have taken a picture of it because the outside of it looked complete, like it didn't look open. And the bushes outside of it were dead. And then the door to get into the bookshop was really hard to open. And then when we walked in and the kids got in there, the shop girl was like, "Ooh, look, you brought sacrifices." My 10-year-old was like, what? Okay, so let's go on to our debt trackers. So I need a new page for this one, which is exciting. But in June of 2026, we made a $360 payment, but we refinanced, and you know the whole story about that already. So our balance is $20,618.41, which is more than what it was last month. So we don't get to color in anything here, which is a bummer, but that's okay. For our debt consolidation loan, we made a payment of $942.91. So our balance is now $59,875.60, which is really exciting because that means that we have broken out of the 60s and we are at 59,000. So this debt we use multiple trackers for. We have finished this tracker at $2,500. We've finished this tracker at $916, and we're working on this tracker right here. So in order to understand, in order to figure out how many leaves we need to figure out how much principal we paid off. So 60,161 minus 59,875 is $286.32. Each of these leaves is 24, so we're going to divide that by 24, and that gives us 11 leaves to color. So let's see, what's my favorite color? My favorite color is purple, and we're doing June. Let's do this purple. I've already used that purple. All right, so I'm going to color in 11 leaves, and I'll be right back. I guess I could talk while I do this too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So that is 40. And then next week we are going to Georgia, South Carolina. Nope, Georgia. What am I saying? Georgia, South Carolina. We're going to Powder Springs, Georgia. And my brother-in-law is a worship pastor at a church there. And this church hosts it's one of the host church for the Windshape Camp by Chick-fil-A. And it's going to be super exciting. And my kids are going thanks to my in-laws who paid their way to go. Because it's expensive, but they paid their way to go. So we're super excited. But I think I'm most excited that I don't have to work. And then I'm also excited that my kids get to spend a week with their cousins. So that's going to be fun. Okay. For Jason's student loan, we made a $500 payment. And so now our balance is $65,520. And so in principal, we paid, which is annoying, $152. So out of $500, only $152 were